once again, hockey fans, and welcome back to another edition of Everett Silvertips Rinkside, right here on the Everett channel. I'm your voice of the Silvertips, Travis Huntington, and host of this particular program. Great to have you back with us once again as we are late in the regular season and a whole lot of exciting things going on with the Silvertips right now. They brought themselves all the way up from the depths of last place and right into the playoff hunt in the Western Hockey League. Well, today we're going to be joined by a couple of the veterans on the team. We'll have leading scorer Josh Burkholz and veteran goaltender Kent Simpson will be joining us in the next segment as well. But first off, I do want to go ahead and introduce to you 20-year-old Silvertips alternate captain and second-year Silvertip Josh Burkholz. First off, Josh, thanks for the time and good to see you here today.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's been quite a journey this season, Josh, and I guess for you the journey even goes back to last season. Your first year in Everett in the Western Hockey League, coming over from playing the college game at the University of Minnesota, and of course that transition I know isn't one that you can take lightly. Coming right into this season off the hop, how much different maybe did things feel for you this year than what they did last year?
Oh, well, last year I didn't have the season, that I wanted for myself, and didn't really fulfill a lot of expectations that I had, and also I don't think that I fulfilled a lot of expectations that the organization had for me, and I knew that going into this summer, and I knew that my spot on this team wasn't guaranteed, especially with there only being 3 20-year-old spots available, and there's a lot of good players that were competing for those spots, and so I just had it in the back of my mind this whole summer that I wanted to come back here with something to prove, not just to myself, but to the organization, and I felt that I had something to give back after in my mind underachieving last season. So like I said, it was just kind of one of those things that was in the back of my mind all summer, training, and whether it was off the ice or on the ice, it was just kind of something that was always sticking in the back of my head that kind of kept me motivated and kept me pushing for more.
Well, and how much, for a guy like yourself coming into year 2 here, how much did that attitude make a difference for you when you're talking about having something to prove and maybe wanting to push yourself and show people that you could do it? How much did that attitude make a difference for you?
I think it made all the difference, to be honest with you. I mean, if I were to be honest with you, I think last year maybe I came in here not maybe taking things a little bit for granted. I thought that I might have had everything figured out, and it was going to be an easy ride. But from day one last year, that was quickly changed, and I think once you're kind of exposed to the different style of game and you see what it takes to be successful, it kind of makes you realize that you don't have everything figured out and that you need to keep pushing yourself every single day. And once I kind of realized that and realized that I had a lot more things to learn, it allowed me to kind of open up my game a little bit more and become more of a well-rounded player.
Well, it certainly didn't take long for that to start to happen, as it seemed like right off the hop this season, some things for you started to work out in terms of you had numbers offensively, and what was the difference that it felt like for you right from the word go there? Because it wasn't like you had to ramp up to this. It seemed like you started off this year at a different level.
Oh, well, I think I came out here about a week or two early, and I did that just so my mind was in the right place right from the beginning of camp, and being an older guy this year, I knew that I was going to need to be a leader and lead by example both on and off the ice, and I think just that attitude of needing to bring my A game every single day in practice and in the games, just that attitude kind of really got me going right from the start, and I just kind of tried to ride that wave for as long as I can, and you start out the season early and you get a couple points, like you said. I started off well, and the confidence begins to build, and the confidence makes a really big difference, and if you can just keep on building on that each and every day, I think that makes a big difference, and it was what has helped me the most, carry me throughout this whole season.
And I know when you talk to players and coaches especially, the word confidence comes into that a lot, and maybe specific to hockey, some things that you do differently when you are playing with confidence and when you have some success. How does that change you when you're out there on the ice? Maybe just having that feeling that it can happen rather than I hope it happens. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, once you have a little bit of success early in the year, you're going into each and every game knowing that you can be a difference maker and you can be that guy that, scores that late goal or, makes a big hit or makes a good play or, is just working their butt off. And, that I think that with our team and how young we are, that really starts to bleed onto other guys. And, it helps with, just going into the game knowing that, like I said, that you can make a difference. And, it's just a matter of, it's a little things like preparing for the game, and you're going into it knowing that you can make that difference.
Well, and obviously for you, that success has been happening throughout. You're an alternate captain this year. Even had the C on there for a while Ryan Murray was away at the World Juniors. Being a 20-year-old and seeing the maturation of this team and knowing your role in that, how much does that mean to you as where you guys are at?
I think it's not just me. Obviously, having played in a lot of different teams, a lot of different places, I feel like I've been able to soak in a lot of different things. I've had a lot of different coaches in the past 3 or 4 years, and you pick out certain things and you try to forget a couple other things. But with that, you do gain a lot of knowledge. And for me, I just kind of wanted to come in this year and be able to pass on as much knowledge as I can, and to the younger guys, and try to help them out with little things that they might be struggling with that I've also gone through, and just give them my 2 cents on how I work through it, or things I recommend for them to get through what they're going through. But for me also, I think it's helped this year is I've also tried to learn as much as I can, whether it's from the coaches or from the young guys that I'm seeing them do something well, and just trying to soak up as much as I can from everyone in the organization. And I think that's also been a big difference for me, and really kind of helped out our whole team.
Well, when you look at where this team was in the first half and even at the halfway point, it was tough. You guys have faced almost every kind of adversity you can, from injuries to different things that have happened along the way, and so many things you guys have had to deal with. And now here you are late in the season, still with some work to do, but with an opportunity to get in the playoffs. Yeah,
I was talking to Cole Baumel the other day, and we were just, nothing against our team, but if you would have asked us, at Christmas time, having only 6 wins, if we would be in the position that we are, that we're in right now, we probably would have just laughed at you. But I think that really is shown, at least in the past couple of weeks, and our ride into the playoffs, how resilient and the character that we have on our team. No one has ever given up, and even with having only 6 wins at Christmas time, no one has given up. It would have been easy for everyone to just kind of throw in the towel, and the guys kind of go off on their own page and trying to reach their own individual goals rather than the team goals. But I think it says a lot about our team that we've been able to do what we have this last little while, and crawl back into playoffs. And fortunately, we're playing our best hockey right now that we have all year, and fortunately, it's at the best time of the year to do that. So hopefully, we can just keep riding the wave that we've been riding, and it seems to be working for us right now. So we just got to continue to do that.
Well, Josh, it's been an awfully fun ride this year. Congratulations on some of the success that you've had personally. Good luck, obviously, going forward after this year, hopefully getting signed by the Florida Panthers, and good luck hopefully making the playoffs, and thanks for being with us today.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. That is Josh Burkholz, 20-year-old alternate captain and the leading scorer on your Everett Silvertips. We're going to get a timeout, but when we return, we're going to be joined by veteran goaltender Kent Simpson, who's going to take you inside the Silvertips locker room. That's coming up right after this, right here on Everett Silvertips Rinkside.
At Everett Community College, you can stay close and go far.
For me, going far is faculty who really care about me.
Going far is becoming the first in my family to go to college.
Going far is taking the first step toward my dream job.
Going far is going to college without going broke.
At Everett Community College, you can stay close and go far.
Hello once again, Silvertip fans, and welcome back to our on-location edition of Everett Silvertips Rinkside right here at Comcast Arena. Again, I'm your voice of the Silvertips, Travis Huntington, and right now we're joining you from the Silvertips bench right here next to the ice surface at Comcast Arena. But now we're going to take you into a place that not a whole lot of people get to see. We're going to go catch up with Kent Simpson inside the Everett Silvertips locker room. Come on with us and check it out. Down the hallway from the bench, this is where the fans disappear, and this is where only the players and coaches get to go on most occasions. Authorized personnel only, but today you are authorized personnel with us right here on Everett Silvertips Rinkside, the stick rack inside the locker room door, of course, where the weapons go, so to speak, depending on who you ask. The twigs, the sticks, and here we go through to the main locker room. Coaches' offices are over here, and then this is the main Everett Silvertips dressing room. Obviously, every player with his own stall and his own equipment all set up and ready to go in there. And, of course, again, not a whole lot of people get to make their way this far into the locker room. And one of them, of course, who has always had a spot in here for the past 4 seasons is goaltender Kent Simpson. And Kent, it's good to see you. How you doing today?
Oh, very well. And yourself?
Doing very well, thank you. Of course, Kent Simpson, a 19-year-old Silvertips goaltender who's been around the club for quite a while now. You're the elder statesman on this year's Silvertips, Kent.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's kind of weird. Time flies by really fast, and it feels like just yesterday I got here, but it's been a long journey, but it's been a lot of fun.
Well, and of course, this season, Kent, there have been some challenges. I mean, obviously, you guys had to face down some adversity early in the season, and of course, we were just talking to Josh Burkholz as well about some of those things. But now this team has come together in the second half. What's been the key for you guys?
Yeah, I think we're just going out and playing the game that our coach is telling us to play, and everyone's really bought into the system, and we're playing really well as a team right now. And I think that's huge. I think in the first half we were kind of inconsistent, and I think in the second half we've been a lot more consistent. It's really.
What does that say, do you think, about this group, the fact that you guys have been able to hang in there through the tough times? And it would have been easy to throw in the towel after the way things happened in that first half, and nobody did that.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, like you said, coming back from Christmas, everyone could have just said, you know what, this season's it's old, it's done. But we came back and we knew we had to come back with a big push, and just to see us actually come out with that push, it means a lot, and I think it says a lot coming towards playoff time. Is that's the kind of teams that do well down the stretch, and in playoffs is the teams that fight back and put that extra push.
Well, I would have to think that the confidence level of you guys as a group is at a place right now where maybe it hasn't been before. Obviously, down the stretch here, you've still got a little work to do, but if the playoffs started today, you'd be in them, and I have to think you guys are excited about that.
Yeah, obviously it's a really good feeling. I mean, from the first half to the second half, the mood's completely different in the locker room, just around the organization. It's completely different and different for the better. I mean, it's tough when you're losing all the time. It's hard on the players. All you want to do is win. So it's been a lot better as of late, and hopefully it can keep rolling.
Well, and even for you personally, Kent, it's been a roller coaster ride, kind of a season, and there's been some peaks and some valleys. Lately, there's been a lot more peaks. It seems like for you personally, what's been the main thing for you as far as trying to stay with things and keep the right attitude?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a tough year, like you said. I knew coming in it was going to be a challenge with a pretty young team, pretty inexperienced team, and I knew it was going to be my job to kind of just stay steady back there, and it's tough. I mean, it's hard to look at your numbers sometimes, but a lot of the times it's hard to look at them and think that they're reflecting your play, because sometimes you feel like you're playing a lot better than your numbers show, and it was a big mental battle, I think, more than it was a physical battle. So I definitely learned a lot throughout the year this year, just like any other year. But Yeah, it's a learning experience for sure.
Well, and everybody always talks about with the goaltending position, you talked about the mental things, and psychologically, I know that that's a tough task for you guys to face, especially early in the season. You're facing 40 and 50 shots every night, but lately you go out, you win in overtime against Portland and give up 1 goal. You're able to get a shutout against Seattle, a rivalry game. I know that felt good. I mean, you've been able to string together these types of performances, yourself in goal, and as the guys playing in front of you as well. What's been the main on-ice difference for you guys in terms of what's helping you guys do that right now?
I think just like I said, more consistent with the team game, the game that our coach has been preaching pretty much all season, but we've really bought in as of late. And honestly, I don't think my game has changed too much down the last few games, but my teammates have really helped me out a lot.
Well, and obviously for you guys down this stretch run here trying to get into the postseason, and for a guy like yourself who's been around this franchise the past few seasons, you've been through playoff runs before. Obviously, we're injured for the playoff run last year, which I know was probably tough to take for you. To be able to get into the postseason this year, if you guys can pull it off for you and the other veterans, would it mean more maybe than some of these other ones?
Yeah, it'd be huge. I mean, coming into the second half, everyone doubted us. No one really thought that we were a playoff team, our fans included. So it was nice to show some resilience and come out. And the Everett Silvertips it's a proud franchise. It's never missed a playoff. So we don't want to be the team to kind of drop the ball, so to say. So yeah, it'd mean a lot for sure.
Well, and of course for you, Kent, your 19-year-old season now here in the Western Hockey League, you've been through the battle a few times here. Of course, you're drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks as well, and your own personal goals, having some things to do there. How much communication do you have with the Hawks, and what kind of things are you working toward personally to try to get yourself an NHL contract?
Yeah, I get a fair amount of conversation going with mostly their developmental goalie coach, Andrew Allen. He's been really good with me throughout the year. Him and Taylor Dakers, our goalie coach here, have been working well with me, and a lot of distance stuff, so a lot of emails and watching film and that kind of stuff. But just little pointers along the way. But it's nice just to have that kind of contact going.
Well, and for you, of course, your tandem partner this year is 16-year-old Austin Lotz. Of course, wasn't all that many years ago that you were the 16-year-old young guy as the new netminder, and now you're the 19-year-old veteran who's helping him along. What's that relationship been like this year?
Oh, it's been awesome. He's a great kid. He's a really good goaltender. He's got a bright future, obviously, and it's been awesome. I mean, we get along off the ice really well, and on the ice we help each other out. And yeah, I can't say enough. It's been really good.
How important is that for you guys? I mean, goalies always get a bad rap as being a different league or being the weird guy in the locker room there. To be able to have a good tandem, a good partner, so to speak, as the other goalie, how big a difference does that make for you guys?
Oh, it's good. I mean, we get to be weird together, I guess. And there's we call it our little own society, I guess. So it's nice. Like. I don't think that we're the weirdest guys, but it's always nice when you can sit down and talk goalie with someone else, because it's a different position than all the other players, and sometimes it's hard for them to relate to a goaltender kind of thing, just because our position is so different. So it's huge to have a good friend and another good goaltender as your partner.
Well, Kent, obviously it's been such a journey this season, and even the past few years for you here in Everett, I suppose. As you guys look forward to hopefully getting into the postseason as well, what are some things that you appreciate the most about your opportunities right now? Now that who knows how much longer you'll be playing junior hockey, maybe in the pros before long.
Yeah, there's so much to appreciate. Just being able to come to Everett, it's been an unbelievable experience right from day one when I was 15, coming to my first camp and playing my first preseason game. It seems like it was just yesterday, but the fans here are unbelievable. I can't ask for anything more than what this franchise is giving me, and then getting drafted and getting another opportunity with Chicago's organization is another thing I got to be grateful for as well. So it's there's been a lot of positives this far, and I just hope to keep it going and ride it as long as possible.
Yeah. Well, hey, Kent, really appreciate the time here today. Obviously, congratulations on the success. Good luck getting in the playoffs, and good luck with the Blackhawks someday as well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, that is Kent Simpson here as we'll close down this edition of Everett Silvertips Rinkside. Thanks to Josh Burkholz and, of course, to Kent as well. And thank you for being with us. Once again, the Silvertips hoping to get in the playoffs and the stretch run, and we hope to see you at Comcast Arena. I'm Travis Huntington saying goodbye once again here on the Everett channel, another edition of Everett Silvertips Rinkside.